What up, movie lovers? Thank you all who have been listening to our Apocaflix Awards. We're jumping into another category, which is going to be most overrated film, either financially or critically, from 2015. These are one of the categories that Gio Ramos came up with, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I'm your host, Jacob Bartley, host of Apocaflix Movie News, and we are here to talk about, our most overrated film. Sorry, it's been a long day. We've been podcasting a lot today, getting near the end. But Gio, what's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good.
Doing good.
And we're also here with Jake Berlin. How you doing, man?
I am chilling. I'm ready to get into this stuff.
Oh,
man.
yeah. So most overrated film. So this, this category can either be, we're specifically talking about critically initially, but if we could also mention a film that was maybe financially, overrated, a movie that made more money than it deserved, and there's quite a few this year, so you could either have one for each or just one for one of those, so it's really up to you. So Gio, since you chose this category, let's start with you, man. You seem excited to talk about this.
Whoa.
So either critically or financially, what is your most overrated film of 2015?
All right, I got two runner-ups followed by the actual award.
Bring the filthy man.
My first runner-up is Ant-Man. Yep. Now, this is a good movie.
Jacob has blew a gasket.
This is a good movie. I enjoyed this movie. I had fun with it. However, when people start saying it's on the same level as the first Iron Man movie as far as a solo movie goes, I'm like, okay, back the F up, okay? Seriously. Think about what you just said, okay? Because, and I didn't read this at just one place, okay? I made
think it's
sure
better than the first Iron Man.
I went through YouTube.
Honestly.
I went through YouTube. I rewatched some of the trailers. I scrolled through the comments, and I'm like, what am I reading here? Okay, like, I'm not saying this is a bad movie. I'm not. I'm saying, like, it is. I'm not even sure if I would put it in my top 5 Marvel solo films. But Marvel has had some really good solo films. So, there's that. This one might be a surprise to you, Jacob. My runner-up for most overrated film is Furious 7. Now, when I first saw this movie, I was very high on it. I mean, this is a really well done Fast and Furious movie. However, as I rewatched it a couple more times, I wasn't too big of a fan of Jason Statham as the villain. I felt he was a little bit misused. You could definitely tell that there were some missing elements as far as Toretto's crew goes. It definitely felt smaller, like Han and Giselle, Don Omar and his other friend, the Cuban guys or Dominican, whatever they were. But I put it as, like, it might be the best Fast and Furious movie ever. And I kind of backtrack on that. And, is it deserving of its $1.5 billion? Sure. I mean, this film did have some stuff going for it, but it's probably, like, in the middle as far as Fast and Furious films go. I don't know if I would put it in the top, like, 2. So Furious 7 was a runner-up, but my most overrated film of 2015 is Jurassic World. Now, look, I don't have a problem with Colin Trevorrow directing this movie. I thought he did a excellent job directing this movie. I mean, you talk about the execution. Now, no matter how far-fetched some of these things may be, it still came off in a way where it's like, all right, I guess, sure. Okay, like in the beginning, when you're first in the new park, the modern, everything just looks great, the directing style, it all looks fantastic. However, as I kept watching the movie over and over again, the things that were happening in the park felt more like convenient instead of like stuff that would actually happen in the park. You're going to send these guys in with non-lethal weapons and spoilers. You're going to send these guys in with non-lethal weapons. It's like, you guys have acknowledged once or twice in the film so far what happened at the last park. People died there. And you're really going to take a chance with this genetically bred dinosaur that you gave camouflage to along with other things. And yeah, you gave me a reason as to why, you gave the dinosaur a camouflage, this and that. But there's a difference between giving a reason and giving a convincing reason, and I just felt like, it was fun, sure, but like one of the best movies of the year, I wouldn't put it on that level. What did it make? 1.7 billion?
Somewhere around there. It's in the top. I think it's in the top 5 of all time.
It's in the top 5. I
Yeah,
think
top
it's like
5 of all
3 or
time.
4. I don't know.
Which means there was repeat viewings and all that kind of
I saw
stuff,
3,
which I'm just like, nah. I mean, okay, for me, it's the overrated film of the year, Jurassic World.
Blasphemy.
Yeah, I mean, I understand some of your choices. I mean, I don't want to get into it really right now, but the one I don't understand is Ant-Man. So I just have a question. What do you consider overrated? Because Ant-Man has 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. You think that's too high?
I didn't say anything about the Rotten Tomatoes. I stated my reasons. People are saying it's arguably the best solo Marvel film that Marvel has ever done, and I completely disagree with that.
So
I think,
it's the fan reaction.
yeah, that's what I stated. I didn't say anything about
No, I'm
Rotten
just asking
Tomatoes
because,
yeah.
like, a lot of times when we talk about critically, we point to Rotten Tomatoes.
And
so-
Furious 7, I kind of went back on some of the things that I said about the movie, and also just like things I noticed after the repeat viewings. And same thing with Jurassic World. Like, people will say that it's like right on par with the first Jurassic Park film. No, it's not. That first film is untouchable.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think Jurassic World is a really fun movie. Like, it's a great time at the theaters. But
I said
I
the
just,
same thing.
I don't know. I honestly think Ant-Man's better than the first Iron Man. I really do. Wow. Yeah, I honestly do.
Well, I mean,
yeah, but it's all opinion based, so it's all good. All right, Jake. Well, let's go to you, man. So, what are some honorable mentions, and then what is your most overrated movie of 2015?
So a couple just honorable mentions. Pitch Perfect 2. I felt like it might have gotten a little too high of a critical response.
I agree with that.
The night before,
even though I liked it, yeah.
The night before,
It didn't even get.
it got good critical response.
That's like a 65 on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's a fresh rating.
Jeez.
you don't think it deserved a fresh rating?
It's not
No,
even
I
like-
don't, because it marketed itself as a comedy, and it was
And
not
it is
funny
a
to
comedy.
me. It wasn't funny to me though.
Yeah. Again, all
Comedy
opinion
is
based.
a very subjective.
Here's another one, Trainwreck. Trainwreck has like a 90+ rating, right?
I can see that.
It was not. It's not worth that 90+ rating to me. I watched it for a second or third time during the Christmas
That's
holiday.
85%.
Okay, 85 during the Christmas holiday, and it just was not as funny the second time I watched it.
Now, John Cena is funny in that.
The John Cena scene is hilarious, and the big question is whether that's real or not. But I don't think it deserved the 85% rating. Maybe like somewhere in the 70s range. I think it got too high of a praise, and Amy Schumer's kind of getting all this like praise and whatnot. Like, she was great, but like they're saying, oh, she should get nominated for this comedy category.
$20 million movie.
Yeah,
deal.
so that a little too much for me. Another one, Bridge of Spies. I think that's in like the 88, 89% range. And it was good, but it's Steven Spielberg directed, and it didn't feel like a Spielberg film. It was a little bit lower than a normal Spielberg film, which is kind of disappointing. It was good, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't really what I was hoping for. Jacob, you're gonna hate when I say this, but at the moment, until I watch it again, Inside Out.
Ooh.
I thought this is just
getting after me.
This is just for right now. Remember, I've only seen it once. I mentioned this in another video. My experience watching the film was not great because I was surrounded by a bunch of kids who don't sit too quiet during movies. So until I watch it again, I kind of consider Inside Out a little bit too overrated for the moment. I second Gio's thoughts on Furious 7. I think that financially, it definitely is overrated. I am shocked that it made that much money. I get that it made that much money because of the repeat viewings. It is entertaining. Paul Walker, that kind of stuff. So that's one. And actually, you know what? I think I would give my most overrated film to Furious 7. I think I would. I'm gonna keep Inside Out out of it until I see it a second time, but it might end up staying there. I'm not sure yet. But Furious 7 for right now. Although I enjoyed the film, it wasn't the best, but I think financially that it is a little bit overrated. it's what, number 3 all time?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy to think
that,
that's
yeah.
Furious. That's number 3 all time. So Furious 7 takes the cake for a most overrated film.
And
Yeah.
they underused Dwayne Johnson a lot.
Oh,
so,
yeah,
you know,
He's
that's
barely
a
in
big
the
thing.
movie.
That's a big thing
Yeah.
for
Barely in the
sure.
movie,
Yeah.
I definitely have Fury 7 on there. That was my, especially like financially, like it's not a great, it's not even like a really good movie. It's decent. It's entertaining, but I love the send off for Paul Walker at the end. I thought it was
beautiful.
I thought it was
right there.
amazing.
Yeah.
But
Beautiful.
aside from that, yeah, it wasn't handled very well. But yeah, I just have a few. I mean, it's just movies that I've heard people raving about all year. Like I think Sicario's a little overrated. I mean, I know you guys have praised it a lot, but I don't see what's so great about it. I think The Martian is overrated. It's a really good movie, but a lot of people are considering it like one of the best movies of the year. I don't think that's the case.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I just don't see. And then look, I really like The Big Short, but I don't see why it's, you know, I don't know. For me, it's not like a masterpiece like a lot of people are claiming it to be. But I'm sure you guys can predict this. But yeah, my number one most overrated film of 2015 is Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh my god.
And I like Mad Max Fury Road, and so you got to understand this. But so I was telling Gio earlier, like he chose Ant-Man as one of his most overrated films, and it has an 80%. So I feel like 80% is fair for Ant-Man. Mad Max has a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I feel like that is ridiculously too high for it. I don't consider it one of the best movies of the year. I just felt like it didn't have any story or depth or character development at all. And it's very entertaining, great action flick. But for me, I don't. And again, it's all personal. It's all based on like personal interests. And I wasn't interested in like all the crazy like fire coming out of the guitar and everybody yelling stuff like that and spray paint in the mouth. Like it's just stuff that I'm not really interested in. So, and then on top of that, no story, no character development and stuff like that. So for me, I think Mad Max should have like an 85 on Rotten Tomatoes, not a 98. Like, come on, that's a little ridiculous, honestly. So for me, yeah, I mean, Sicario, The Martian, Furious 7, but Mad Max Fury Road is my most overrated film of 2015.
Well, let's get into this, guys. Any
Actually, you know
Comments
what?
on-
I'll kind of, although I enjoyed the hell out of the film, I kind of agree with The Martian
Yeah?
because I feel like it's gonna get.
Well, you liked it a lot when you first saw it.
Yeah, no, I still do. It's ranked
Yeah.
in my number 7 or whatever
Yeah.
it is, but I feel like it's gonna get nominated for an Oscar, when I don't really think it should get nominated for an
It's
Oscar.
good. It's really good.
Yeah.
Honestly, it is.
And I think it deserves a 93%, but people are saying like, "Oh, it's the best movie of the year."
Yeah.
I don't think it's the best movie of the year.
Yeah.
So.
And I think you missed it, but I mentioned The Big Short too as being overrated because it's considered like, oh, masterpiece, best picture. Like, it's good, but maybe not, top notch. So yeah, I mean, it's funny because we all kind of like chose films that the other one thinks highly of, which is interesting, and it makes it fun talking about these movies. So any last thoughts on the most overrated films of the year?
oh god,
Mad Max, really?
Yeah.
I knew that was coming. I understand it. I totally.
You guys think it
understand
deserves a 98% on Rotten
I
Tomatoes?
personally do.
Wow, that's
I think
insane.
maybe a 95%.
That's insane. I mean, where's the story? Where's the character development? Just point me, please.
You want me to?
Well,
Yeah.
Mad Max, it's a sequel.
Yeah,
Fury Road's a sequel. The development was there in the first 2 movies.
I don't know. I mean, we all see different things, so it's just the way I perceive.
Yeah.
Just like you thought Inside Out was a little overrated, just like you thought Ant-Man was overrated. It's all, it's all based on personal
Yeah,
interest,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, all right, well, there you have it, our most overrated films of 2015. I mean, we all had like a bunch of honorable mentions, but my ultimate one was Mad Max Fury Road. Gio's was Fury 7, and Jake's was Fury 7, right?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Well,
Mine's
that'll
a
do
stress
it.
world, man.
I'm your host, Jacob Bartley. You can find me on Twitter at Governor Bartley. And on this YouTube channel, please subscribe. Please hit that like button. And Gio, where can they find you online, man?
you guys can find me on Twitter at GioRamos24, tweeting about my dear Mad Max Fury Road, and on ApocaFlixMovies.com every day.
And Jake, where can they find you online, man?
Twitter, Instagram at Qui-Gon Jake, on apocalypsemovies.com, and check out our Facebook page at Apocaflix Movies.
Thank you all for listening. We'll see you next time.